Hello, everyone. This is Michael Balesta. The Celtics beat the Cavaliers in Game 1 Sunday afternoon, 108-83. Jaylen Brown had 23 points. Marcus Morris finished with 21. Al Horford scored 20. And Jason Tatum added 16. Kevin Love was Cleveland's leading scorer with 17. From the opening minutes, it was evident that the Celtics were better in the game. Boston contested lots of shots on the defensive end. Offensively, they shared the ball and got easy points inside the paint. Even Jaylen Brown got an easy layup 5 seconds following the tip-off, and the Cavaliers' defense was poor in the first half. LeBron James had 15 points and 7 turnovers. Cleveland made it interesting late in the third quarter, but got no closer than 14. The Celtics cooled off their hot shooting, but it was always going to be an uphill climb to overcome a 28-point deficit in the first half. This game reminded me of the sluggish start of Game 1 in the first round against the Indiana Pacers. They fell behind early, could not hit the broadside of the barn, tried to rally in the second half, but got blown out. Prior to tip-off of Game 1, I felt that the loser of Sunday's game would rebound and win Game 2 tonight. With this being the Eastern Conference Finals, I expected a long series and lots of adjustments by both teams along the way, like when Indiana was able to push the Cavaliers to 7 games. With Cleveland being the lower seed and Boston playing a great game Sunday, and the margin of victory as wide as it was, it looks daunting. However, the Cavs played their worst half in quite a while. They had a lot of rest after winning 5 playoff games in a row. I was watching Sam Mitchell on NBA TV during their postgame show following the LeBron James press conference. He made a good point in saying that James likes to take the game upon himself by scoring and also facilitating to other players. I think for the reason he said, I expect the ball to move quicker on the Cavaliers' offensive end. The ball was not moving enough, and stagnant offense is not going to work if they want to advance. James will try to draw fouls, try to get layups, and kick the ball out to open three-point shooters. They missed their first 14 three-point attempts in Game 1. I would be surprised if they come out as flat from outside the arc as they were Sunday. Boston will play well, but I expect Cleveland to play much better and win Game 2, knowing that there will be 4 days of rest before the series resumes. Losing is never fun, but deep down, I think the result 2 days ago humbled them, and successful teams know how to bounce back from those setbacks. The rest of the games will tip off at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. After tonight, Games 3 and 4 will be in Cleveland Saturday and Monday. Depending on the length of the series, Game 5 is back in Massachusetts Wednesday, Game 6 in Ohio Friday, and Game 7 Sunday on the Celtics' home court. I saw that a Bleacher Report headline said that the Warriors and Rockets is the real NBA Finals. To Adam Fromal's credit, they did mention that as long as James is playing, they always have a chance. The Cleveland Cavaliers have their hands full with trying to beat the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals, so they have lots of work to do if they want to be in the NBA Finals. That being said, I still think that many people think that the Cavaliers cannot win the title because of how well the Warriors and Rockets have been playing. I think they are focusing too much on what took place in the 2017 series between the Cavaliers and the Warriors. If Kyle Korver makes a three-point shot late in Game 3 of the Golden State series last June, I do not think that the series finishes in 5 games. It would have been a much closer series, and I think the perception of the two teams would have changed. If Cleveland outlasts Boston in the East Final this year, which I felt would be a 6-game series before Sunday's contest, I think they are actually capable of beating the winner of the Golden State-Houston series. It will require red-hot shooting from James, Love, Smith, Korver, etc. They need plenty of rebounding from Tristan Thompson. The Cavs have been able to respond when falling behind during these playoffs. They showed their toughness against Indiana in the first round. They not only got through the second round against Toronto, which many people didn't think would happen, but they swept them. I think this team, much like 2016, does things the hard way, as they found a way to overturn a 3-1 series deficit against the Warriors. I think LeBron James and Kevin Love are going to play well, and I think Cleveland will win the East and take the NBA Finals. I expect that there will be adversity and losses along the way, but this team knows how to bounce back after brutal losses. On the diamond, the Indians lost 3-2 in Milwaukee on Tuesday. All the scoring happened courtesy of the home run. Travis Shaw hit one to score 2 in the first inning. Jose Ramirez responded with a solo shot to center to trim the lead in half in the third. Pitcher Brent Suter restored the Brewers' advantage in the home half of the frame. Francisco Lindor closed the scoring with one to right field in the top of the fifth. Corey Kluber fell to 5-2, while Brent Suter came in for Wade Miley to up his record to 2-2. Cleveland beat the Brewers on the following day 6-2. Carlos Carrasco improved to 5-1 following a complete game, striking out 14 batters. Junior Guerrera dropped to 2-3. Michael Brantley's fourth-inning single plated home Jose Ramirez. Later in the inning, after Yonder Alonso got a double, Tyler Naquin hit a home run to break the game open. Francisco Lindor hit the ball out of the park in the top of the seventh to make it 5-0. The Brewers got one run back courtesy of a Travis Shaw groundout that got Christian Yelich home in the bottom of the seventh. Both teams added one more run in the ninth inning. Pitcher Carlos Carrasco got a base hit to score Roberto Perez, then Jesus Aguilar's sacrifice fly brought home Lorenzo Cain. After an off day, the Indians lost to the Kansas City Royals 10-9 in a wild game. It was looking good early on as Jose Ramirez and Yonder Alonso each home runned to help give the Indians a 3-0 lead after one. However, the Royals got an RBI single from Alcides Escobar and an RBI double from John Jay to tie the game. Trevor Bauer walked Alcides Escobar to give Kansas City a 4-3 lead. An inning and a half later, in the bottom of the fourth, Tyler Naquin put Cleveland back in front with a double to get Yonder Alonso and Jason Kipnis across the plate. Michael Brantley hit a grand slam to give the Indians a 9-4 lead. In the fifth, the Royals picked up a run through Alcides Escobar's ground ball into a force out, scoring Lucas Duda. An inning later, Kansas City rallied for 3 runs against Dan Otero and Evan Marshall after Bauer left in the fifth. Mike Moustakas doubled to bring home Jorge Soler. Duda got Moustakas home with a double of his own to make it 9-8. The Royals completed the comeback at the expense of Andrew Miller in the seventh as Salvador Perez got a 2-run home run. Saturday, the Indians beat Kansas City 6-2. After the Royals scored on a Salvador Perez groundout to score John Jay, Cleveland tied the game at 1 in the first with a single by Brantley to drive in Francisco Lindor. In the third inning, Jorge Soler doubled to right, and John Jay gave the Royals a 2-1 lead. Like the first inning, the Indians were able to tie the game in the same inning their counterparts scored. Lindor hit a home run off of Jacob Junis to square the match. Base hits by Brantley and Alonso got Cleveland in front to stay in the sixth. Lindor got his second home run in the seventh, which completed a 4-for-4 performance at the plate. Edwin Encarnacion had a base hit to drive home Brantley to end the scoring. Pitcher Mike Clevenger went to 3-0 after getting into the eighth inning, recording 5 strikeouts. Cleveland beat Kansas City 11-2 on Sunday. Corey Kluber went to 6-2 on the season. The Indians' bats were powerful in this game. Catcher Yan Gomes had 4 hits and drove in 3 runs. In the second inning, Greg Allen's ground ball into a force out allowed Gomes to get home. Michael Brantley also grounded into a force out to drive in Allen to make it 2-0. Cleveland busted the game wide open through the bat of Jose Ramirez to complete a 5-run frame. In the third inning, Francisco Lindor scored via a single to left to get Yan Gomes home. In the fourth, Gomes would get a 3-run home run to make it 9-0. After Kansas City got hits from Salvador Perez and Whit Merrifield to make it 9-2, Brantley hit his 5th home run of 2018 to complete the scoring. Last night, the Tigers beat the Indians 6-3. Carlos Carrasco was unable to duplicate his performance from Wednesday, allowing 6 hits and 3 runs. Jose Ramirez got Cleveland's first run in the initial frame. Detroit countered with Jose Iglesias scoring on Pete Kozma's groundout in the third. The Tigers added 2 more runs in the fourth, courtesy of a Nico Goodrum blast. Edwin Encarnacion got an RBI double in the 8th inning to draw the Indians closer, but Goodrum hit another home run to score 3. Cleveland got 1 run back from Lindor's single to get Greg Allen home, but it was not enough. The Indians still hold on to a game-and-a-half lead in the American League Central standings and hold a 20-20 record. At this stage, they are doing enough in a weak division, but right now do not have the look of winning a playoff series. Fortunately, perception can change if the bullpen can pitch better. The bats were okay this week. Jason Kipnis is batting 170 according to the MLB at-bat app, so he will need to pick it up. He will need to pick up the slack if Cleveland hopes to rack up wins. I still think the team can do better, but they are in a good spot under the circumstances. Up next, the Indians continue with 2 more games against the Tigers at 7:10 p.m. Eastern tonight and 1:10 on Wednesday. Josh Tomlin tries for his first win of the season against 3-1 Francisco Liriano this evening. Trevor Bauer will be on the hill for the day game in the series finale. Following a travel day, Cleveland gets a big test in Houston. The Indians play the World Series champions at 8:10 Friday, 4:10 Saturday, and on Sunday night at 8:08 before a travel day Monday. Please check out the Facebook group North Texas Browns Backers page and hit the like button for the latest updates there. If you live outside of the North Texas region, please search to find a Browns Backers club closest to you. Your support is greatly appreciated. The text of this blog is available at http://www.mjbolesta2, as in the number 2, blog.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter at MJBOLESTA2 and on Facebook at Michael Bolesta. Archived videos on YouTube can be found by searching Michael Bolesta Roman numeral 2. God bless. Have a wonderful day.